The Interior Department is seeking possible legal action against Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia, who is standing firm on her executive order allowing the optional use of face masks outdoors. Airlines are also feeling the pinch of higher oil prices, but the burden could soon be passed on to passengers, with fuel surcharges pushing up airfares. And in the United States, record high inflation has also prompted the Federal Reserve to hike interest rates by the biggest in almost 3 decades. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The Interior Department is considering legal action against Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia over her controversial executive order allowing the optional use of face masks outdoors. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año said they have received instructions from the Office of the President to pursue all legal remedies on the matter. Año added that Garcia's executive order has no legal basis and only stands to put her constituents at risk. They are giving Garcia and the Cebu provincial government until this weekend to rectify or tweak the executive order.
You're causing undue injury to the government and to the people kasi nakakaroon ng confusion. Malinaw naman ang sinabi ng ating Pangulo, patutupad pa rin ang mandato ng pagsusuot ng face mask.
And on a separate matter, the DILG is still verifying a supposed threat against President-elect Bongbong Marcos. The Interior Department says it is monitoring groups such as the CPP-NPA while they confirm the information that was relayed by former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile. On his Facebook account, the former defense minister claimed that some groups in the United States and the Philippines are planning to cause trouble for the incoming president. However, Enrile did not elaborate on details about this supposed threat.
We will not allow any group to conduct any nefarious activities, much more to discredit the incoming administration. And we will do it all within the legal bound of the law.
We'll be back with more stories after this short break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Commuters in Metro Manila are now having a harder time traveling due to the lack of available PUVs. Let's get some updates from Mon Gualvez, who joins us now from Manila. Mon, hi. How is rush hour over there in Manila?
Sean, a number of commuters are here along Taft Avenue in Manila waiting for a ride. But unlike yesterday, most of them were able to board jeepneys this time. In these viral photos, a large volume of commuters appeared to be waiting for a ride along UN Avenue in Manila around 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday. The crowd almost took over a whole lane and no jeepneys were passing by. 67-year-old Priscilla had to postpone her travel home. She decided to just spend the night in the office.
Wala nga po akong masakyan eh. Senior na ako, mahirap, madapa pa ako.
Gaano katagal ka po naghintay dito?
Meron din 4 na oras po, sir.
Some jeepney drivers admit choosing to stay at home while oil prices still on the rise.
Mataas po ang krudo nahihirapan.
Agagrahe din ako kapag medyo matumal. Kasi talo tayo sa diesel eh. Walang mangyayari eh. Papagod lang. Maabuno ka pa.
The 1 peso provisional minimum fare increase for them is also not enough.
Minimum lang yun eh. Yung medyo long distance, ganun pa rin yung pamasahe.
The LTFRB is set to conduct a hearing on June 28 to go over some considerations.
Yung mga factors naman kasi na laging kinoconsider ng board in any fare increase petitions po, yung economic viability of the operators po on the one hand, and then the effect of the commuters.
The agency also plans to start the distribution of the second tranche of fuel subsidy by the first week of July. Beneficiaries will receive 6,500 pesos per unit.
Meron kasing 5 billion na unprogrammed funds ngayon, sir. So, mag-a-apply po ang LTFRB through sa DOTR ng 5 billion po. At kung papalarin ay makukuha natin yung kabuuang 5 billion.
Sean, the LTFRB is set to submit next week the documentary requirements needed for the agency to access additional funds for the fuel subsidy. The Budget Department will then deliberate on the matter. Sean?
Right, thank you so much for that report. Mon Gualvez reporting to us live from Manila. And it's not just PUVs. Airlines are likewise suffering from the consecutive oil price hikes, which is driving up fuel surcharges. Gerard de la Peña with the details.
Airlines are also feeling the pinch of soaring fuel prices. The increase prompted the Civil Aeronautics Board to raise the fuel surcharge level this month by 3 notches. From level 4 in May, the CAB implemented fuel surcharge level 7 this month. This means that carriers may add up to 768 pesos in their respective airfares, depending on the distance of the destination. Fuel surcharge for international flights also range from 1,000 pesos to nearly 10,000 pesos. This is bad news for several OFWs like Dema, whose round-trip fare from Rome to Manila reached around 58,000 pesos from the previous 36,000 pesos.
Yung ginawa namin sa agency na kinuha namin ng ticket, yung parang installment lang, parang ganun. Siyempre para sa amin mahirap din, kahit sabihin mo na OFW, siyempre mahirap rin maghanap ng pera.
Mara's family spent a few days in Boracay after scoring promo fares worth 1,900 pesos. But now that fares can be much more expensive, she's thinking twice of spending much more for the holidays. For its part, Cebu Pacific said it uses new engine option aircrafts, which reportedly consumes 25% less fuel.
Kumbaga, mas maliit ang consumption mo ng aviation fuel kumpara noon. Malaking tulong siya lalo na ngayon na tumataas ang presyo ng crudo.
Other airlines, meanwhile, are still hoping to bounce back from losses they incurred due to the pandemic. According to some airlines, passengers can expect more seat sales to make traveling more affordable soon. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
And here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Newly appointed Supreme Court Associate Justice Filomena Singh has tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement, the Supreme Court said that Singh has mild symptoms and is currently in isolation. Other justices who were recently with her are likewise self-isolating and will get swab tested later on. The COMELEC sees no election offense committed by F2 Logistics in the supposed mishandling of election paraphernalia that ended up in a vacant lot in Cavite. COMELEC acting spokesman Rex Laudianco said the property where the paraphernalia was discovered belongs to F2 Logistics. Despite these findings, the pole body is still weighing whether this will affect future contracts with F2. And in world news, the United States Federal Reserve has raised benchmark interest rates by 75 basis points, the biggest jump since 1994. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said another rate hike by 50 or 75 basis points in July is very much possible in a move to stymie inflation. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.